Cool. So this is always awkward. I have to start.
Okay.
Good morning. This is Michael, and I'm sitting down here with Brandon Stackhouse, and this is our Around the Planet newsletter. This is the last video of the year, and I gotta say it's been pretty cool. We've done, I think 8 or 9 or 10 of these, and we've had an opportunity to learn about the company, about what everyone does, and it's been pretty awesome, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sitting down with Brandon Stackhouse. Stack, I actually don't even know your official title. I know you've got like a title.
Yes, Assistant Service Manager.
Cool. Assistant Service Manager at Planet Honda. There you go. So I've known Brandon for a while. I've worked here for 9 years, and I know you've been here for a lengthy time, and you were here, and then you were out for a little while. So remind me kind of about tell me about your journey in automotive that brought you to Assistant Service Manager here.
So when I was 15, started driving much like everybody else, and my dad took me in my truck on some four-wheeling drive and off-road trails.
Cool.
So I kind of developed a love for that and driving in the mountains very quickly. And then there was spots that I couldn't go with this truck, which was a 1983 Nissan.
Sweet.
And I wanted to put a lift in it, put bigger tires, put more accessories and things like that to help it do better. And eventually through that, I just developed a love of cars and working on cars. So
Okay.
I went to school once I was done with high school to be an automotive technician.
Okay.
So I went to Front Range Community College, got my Associates of Applied Science in Automotive Technology, took some welding classes and got certificates in that so I could build these rock buggies or off-road vehicles. And from there, I quickly realized that working in most of the automotive industry where you're fixing consumer cars all the time wasn't necessarily what my dream was. Yes, exactly. It wasn't where my interest was, but I was very good with people and customers, so I started working at Discount Tire when I was 18.
Okay.
And busted and put away and changed a whole lot of tires, and after a few years they introduced me to customer service, working with the customers, selling the tires, putting the right product on for the right customer. And then I did that for about 10 years, and one of my good buddies worked here and said, you've got to come right service.
Cool.
Yep. So I did that for a number of years, and then I started to train the service riders and, kind of become more of a management role.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you, I don't know how old you are.
I'm 36.
15 years, 20, you got
36. I'm close to 20 years in the industry. Yeah.
But, you started at 18, so half your life you've been in the automotive space.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And to be honest, I'm glad to be in the automotive industry and thankful. And the more things that happen and that show up and come around as you get older, the more it makes you thankful. Sure. And I think that's probably with any industry that you're in.
Consistency.
But I mean, even in 2020 with COVID, I was still blessed enough to be able to work and make a paycheck, and the whole works through all of it. So
sweet. So you have mechanical experience. You obviously have I refer to it as retail experience. I know a lot of people don't think, oh, service advisors, that's retail, but
sure.
I mean, it definitely is.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about what it looks like. I'm going to say what it looks like to be a service advisor. I've never done that. I've never written service.
Yeah.
I think that there's probably a big, I'm just going to speak for what I see in the company. I bet there's a big misunderstanding about what the challenges of writing services are. I think, let me just say this, and you can either laugh or cry. It seems that a lot of people are like, I don't know, people come in, they get an oil change, in and out, easy peasy.
Right.
I know that's not the case. So talk to me a little bit, and talk to all of us. What are the challenges that we probably don't know that service advisors are dealing with every day? Because I see them. There's a lot more to it. So kind of shed some light.
So service writers, and I mean the problems and stuff that they have are essentially infinite, and you could talk about it forever, but it starts with the customer, and every customer is different, but the service advising side of things in the dealership versus the sales side, most people are not happy to come into the service department as much as I'm going to buy a new car.
Okay,
so they come in and they're like,
like going to the
these
doctor.
lights came on, exactly, there's a problem or it needs something, I don't know, can you guys hurry up, type of mentality when you're when you're in the service department. So, they work really well with basically befriending the customers, letting them know we'll take care of them, we're going to take care of the car, and from there, just mechanical issues would be obviously the biggest thing that they have to deal with and overcome. What's wrong with the car? How do we fix it? How much it costs from there? And the service writer's job is constant. They do that exact same thing with 15, 20, 25 customers a day, and it takes up their whole 10 hours a day to follow back up with the customers, to check them in, to check them out, to check in with the technicians, the parts guys, the whole works.
And that's a big part of it that I think a lot of us maybe don't see, is that it's not just customer and writer. There's the whole behind the curtain thing where there's like relationships with text, there's time management with text, there's parts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They have to maintain all those relationships constantly because, if they can't get the parts guys on the right terms, if they can't get the technician, to finish the car when they've promised it to a customer or when we need it, it all falls apart, and especially just in the customer's eyes, which is why we're here.
The customer's like,
yeah.
I imagine I've been here almost 10 years. I think I see, and I try to step out of the car business brain, Yeah. And I think people own a car are like, you don't know how you fix it? Like, I think that there's like, it seems like there's this like, they're confused you have to do a diag, right?
Right,
yep. And I'm not trying to pick on customers, like, and again, I try to step out of it, and I'm the same way. It's like, it's a check engine light. Can't you just check the engine?
Yep, yep. Plug the thing in and you tell me how much it costs and get it done.
Right.
Yep.
So I definitely, kudos to anybody who's a service writer. It's a hard job. I've seen that. I've gotten to know a lot of writers over the years, and as someone who I have experience on the sales side, it's relationship building. It's selling. You got to explain like, hey, this thing's $500. Here's why you want it. It's not just like push here to accept.
Absolutely, and especially with maintenance too. Most customers want to come in and get their oil change, and that's really it. Again, they're not excited. They don't want to spend money on the car any time of year, and it needs this transmission service at 30,000 miles and differential service every 15 to 20,000 miles. So all that has to be presented to them in the right way. So that they understand the value behind it and understand that it's going to benefit them in the long run.
Sure. All right, last things I want to talk about. I have this thing I always try to ask people. We are a small business. It's a lot of people, 150, 160 people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people, but it's a small business. And we have all these departments that are kind of in their own bubbles. Marketing, or our own bubble. Accounting, sales, parts, service, and you kind of explained it, but there's clearly a lot of overlap,
Yes.
So the question I ask everybody is, how can Planet offer some grace or be more helpful to the service universe? Because I'm probably not going to get the chance to sit down with a technician, and I might not get the chance to sit down with a part person, but you are a leader in this service universe, and you touch a lot of those departments. So I guess, what can we, the corporate we, do to help you guys be more successful?
I mean, the one thing that comes to my mind is we just have a lot of processes and procedures, and if we all follow them in every department, it's nothing new. It's an ever-changing world, but it works so perfectly. From sales selling a car to having additional WEO, accessories, etc., that need to be done to the car, to the BDC setting up the appointment for it and the customer coming in. As long as all the processes and procedures are followed, things work awesome.
So communication.
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Okay, that's the answer. Like it doesn't matter who we talk to. And that's a goal with this, is we're just trying to understand what everybody does. So, did you ever turn your Nissan upside down?
I did not. I've had a few Jeeps since that have been really close, but I've never had a really bad or nasty rollover or anything off-road.
So
luckily.
No suspended in your seatbelt upside down?
Nope. A couple times waiting while someone gets a winch ready to save me, but
Okay.
Never went over, so.
And
I don't know if that's good driving or not trying hard enough, but.
Only you can decide. Is this still your hobby? Do you still get out there in 4x4?
I do. I go to Easter Jeep Safari in Moab every year. I still go home on the weekends and work in my garage. Still a passion of mine for sure.
Would you call it a rock crawler? Is that like your terminology?
Sure. Yep.
What is your current rock crawler? What's your baby?
Right now I have a 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee, 1-ton axles, 2.5-ton steering, the whole works. Probably bottom of it sits about that high. So.
Does it have like a little ladder?
No.
Bryn, you're
no.
never gonna get in that thing.
I'll take a running start.
Yeah, she has to jump in there.
That's why I got to keep going to the gym.
Yeah, there you go. Last thing I'll say, this is, honestly, Brandon is an awesome guy. Over the years, he has always been willing. You've always been willing to listen to me. You've always been willing to talk to me. He sat down with a video and he was like, "This is the last video I'm doing, darn it." But if there's anything you would like to say? This is kind of your window to speak to your team, speak to whomever. Open platform for you to make any statements. We're at the end of the year, so any comments you want to make, we'd love to hear them.
I just want everyone to hang in there. 2021 has been a tough year. We've had many obstacles from part shortages and shipping issues that have affected us all the way down. Of course, everyone knows the chip shortage and everything there, but I just want everyone to hang in there. We've got a couple new processes and procedures and things that we're doing on the service drive, and it's gonna make life easier for the scheduling department, the technicians, as well as especially the service advisors on the front end there. And big things are coming. That's all I got.
That's awesome. Brandon Stackhouse, Assistant Service Manager. He's a great guy. Kudos and compliments to service. It's a grind. Advisors, I see you guys helping 20 people a day. It's a very difficult job, and it's one of the ones that is critical for the success of this business. So thank you for what you do. Brandon, thanks for what you do. And I promise I won't make you do another interview this year.
Thank you guys, too. I always appreciate it.
Thanks, Thomas. That's it.
Cool.
And that's really